What's up?
I said, looks like we got Shane and Josh.
Yeah.
Shane,
All righty, well, it's 8:02, 8:03, so I can get this show on the road. So, you guys see the screen okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so. Ding, ding. Hopefully you guys heard that.
That's a weak one. That was weak.
Weak one. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta fix that. Oh, is that better?
That's
Much
better.
better.
Better thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Gotta have the right thing. All right, so let's get this thing started. Hey, Brian, since you heard the ding so good, so why don't you do the club prayer for us?
Absolutely. The club prayer for the food before us, the friends beside us, and the love and opportunity that surround us. Let us be grateful. Amen.
Okay. And Jerry, you done chewing or?
Yes, I'm done chewing.
Pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jerry. So why don't we go around the table here and we'll start with Rick. You want to do some good news with us?
Sure. The job is going reasonably well, but more importantly, I got to see and visit with Brian yesterday at the pantry. So it's always good to see a Rotarian out doing service of both self.
In the rain, it was fun.
So, Rick, tell us a little bit about when you're going there. What are you guys doing? Are you organizing or are you handing out? What are you guys mainly doing?
Well, it depends on the day of the week, but Mondays and Wednesdays, the second and third Saturday of the month, we're serving clients. So my job is the Chick-fil-A order guy. So I talk to all the clients as they do the drive-through process, make sure that they are, that they haven't been here previously during the current month, and then asking them some of the types of things, hygiene things that they want. And then they go to a second station where they get a couple of bags of canned goods and dry goods. And then they go to a third station where they get eggs, milk, meat, and other items, including fresh produce. And Brian was at that third station yesterday helping out.
Cool. Good. Well, good job, guys. I'm sure you're as friendly as the people in the Chick-fil-A line, right?
We try.
All right. How about we go to Susan? I know you have some good news this week, don't you?
I have like 3 things this week.
Oh, wow.
So the first one is Graydon's super excited because Gibbons is in the state championship game for soccer this Saturday. It's at 11 at Wake Med. I heard it's televised, but I don't know where. And then my second thing is he decided that he is going to High Point for college next year. So he's very excited about that.
Nice.
Awesome.
And then my third thing is, since it's Wake County spring break, Xander also has a break from soccer. So after they play Miami on Sunday, he will be with us for a whole week. So I'm super excited about that. And we'll be at the beach next week. So that's even better. So maybe 4 things.
Nice.
That was great. Is Graydon going to be getting to play soccer or no?
No, if he plays, he's going to try the club team probably at High Point.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Probably a lot easier. It's probably maybe more fun too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. A lot more time to do other stuff too.
Exactly. Cool. Awesome.
Down again.
Great news. Morgan, how about you? What's your good news? And good to see you. We got you on video today.
it's rare, I know. I may even have put on a little mascara. I have 2 things. We normally in the fall, well, once a year, Don has a sales conference. And this year it was virtual in February. but they decided sales conferences are definitely more effective in person. So they just announced that in September, they're going to do a week-long one in downtown Miami. And significant others aren't officially invited, but as long as I pay my airfare, it's, so it's taking care of the hotel and everything. So we get to go to Miami in September.
Cool.
And that is after a weekend at the resort in Pinehurst. There's a medical conference there, and all the different pharmaceutical companies that sell anything to do with ophthalmology set up booths, and Dawn is going to be able to run a booth there. So we get to spend a weekend at the fancy place in Pinehurst and then go to Miami for a week.
It's a hard life.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Good living.
Nice place in Pinehurst.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we go to the phones? Let's go to Laura Jzab.
Well, my good news is I'm boarding the plane, so I'm headed to Jackson Hole. Catch y'all next
Awesome.
week.
Nice.
Enjoy the when you land there. It's awesome. So that's the best place, best airport to land into. The mountains are amazing. All right, well, good. Have a good, safe trip. Okay, well, I'm going to Brian Williams. What's your good news?
All right, I got a few things. For all you NC State fans, congratulations. Your women are going to win the national championship in basketball this year. So that is, you can book that. And my Syracuse Orangemen are going to win the men's national championship.
There you go.
You can book that as well. Actually, I have them in pools, so they're carrying me at this point. So I may win some money. And more importantly, I have decided that my wife and I were a little concerned that my daughter Erin was going from Texas to her new job in Oregon by herself and doing all kinds of trails and things. But I have decided to join her for the first 8 or 9 days of her trip, and we're going to be doing the highest points in. We're going through Oklahoma, then Arizona, and New Mexico, and into Nevada, and we're gonna drive some of the way, but hike most of it. And she's got the whole thing laid out, and I'm going to fly back from Las Vegas sometime about 10 days into the trip.
Nice.
And she's going to continue on. So I'm looking forward to.
Where in Oregon is she going to be?
She's going to be in Hines, Oregon, which is a little town 3 or 4 hours above the Nevada border. It's a town of 1,500 people to start her new job.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's she going to be doing?
She's an archaeologist, and she got a job with the Bureau of Land Management.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's a 6-month gig, and she's excited about it.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that'd be a fun trip, though.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
All right. Let's come back to Melissa after maybe when she makes a turn or something. But when we go to Angela, because I think she has some good news.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to thank Mark for being an excellent Zoom tech on our pets training that we had. He made Saturday go wonderfully. And we trained about 550 president-elects, president nominees, and AGs in virtual pets, the first virtual pets, and it really went well. Even during the storm on Thursday, we didn't lose too many people, and it actually stayed pretty nice here. So it was great, and it's a huge relief to have all that behind me.
Congratulations.
Well, you did a great job, Angela.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's go down to Jerry Kephart.
Let's see. ECU baseball in the top 10. They're pretty much consensus number 8 right now this week. So that's good. Although I'm not going to mention that. Syracuse Orange, Sweet 16, as Brian said, go Orange. And we get to Wake County's spring break next week. So we get to get out of town, and we're headed to Hilton Head for a week.
Good.
So make sure that Brian doesn't pick your team, because they're going to be doomed to lose. So,
Hey, I was just rooting for the Bonnies. I didn't necessarily.
I know you were.
So he didn't officially pick him.
No, he did pick them,
I did.
Did,
I did.
did you?
and they got beat up. So I'm just glad Wendy's not here to harass me.
Not a
for them.
good choice.
Ooh.
Oh.
Calling cops on you. All right, so let's go to Josh. What's your good news, Josh?
Kind of sticking with the trend of everyone else, me and my wife just booked our anniversary trip for the end of April. It's been on our list to do, and we finally felt comfortable enough to do it. And we're going to go to the Outer Banks. I think it's Duck out
Nice.
there. So
Yes.
we're going to have a good time. We're bringing the little one with us, so we're trying to do some family fun activities while we're out there.
Cool.
You'll like it.
That's a cool place to go.
Yep. Duck is very fun and relaxing.
We're very excited.
We'll have a good trip.
Thank
Shane, how about you? We got all these people on visual today. You got Shane.
Only for a minute. Between 8 and 9 is like chaos at my house, so I try to like minimize it. For me, this sort of weather is like my dream. I love it when it warms up and I get to do more stuff outside. The weather's been good, and we've had whitewater to paddle, so I've probably been out 3 of the last 4 days on the river, which has been really awesome. And then at work, we're hearing from more and more people that have gotten their second shot and are feeling comfortable coming back into the Y. So it's just been a better time for us. We're seeing more people back in the branch and hearing more stories of people that are comfortable. So that's been really good too.
That's good. Very good. Thanks, Shane. All right, Melissa, can you hear us? Are you okay to say anything?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. So, I have my Madison, which she's learning disabled, but her grades were so high that I got news from her teachers that she does not have to take any final exams, which is really good for me. It was a lot off of me. Yeah, that's about it really going on.
Awesome. Well, that's good news.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about her not failing a test at the end. And so, but her grades were so high in attendance and homework done every day on time that they have waived her final exams.
Cool.
And then she also, one more thing with her. She also, in her one class, she's taking ag. She has become OSHA certified. I guess from doing a 10-hour class. So now when she goes and does applications for what various things, she's certified through OSHA. I guess that's a big deal, they say.
Cool.
Yay.
Awesome. Well, you got some virtual claps going your way, so.
Yeah.
Thanks, Melissa. All right, and so my good news is that so I got to watch Gracie play soccer last week. They let us play, although the next day they came out and said there was someone that had reported having COVID. So then they put the program on lockdown, but at least I got to watch one game. So it was good. They won 14-0 and they mercied them, but those Gracie got to get 3 goals. So it was good to see that, and hopefully they get the program back because she loves soccer so much that she just wants that for her senior season. So, but that was good. And so, Andrew, I'll let you say some good news when you speak when we introduce you. But it's all good, and just wanted to throw this back up. So a couple things going forward. We still have the note in the pocket, the socks and undies race. Did Rick, do we have any track on that? Anybody volunteer for that? I know I'm going to be doing it. But
Not at this point. I haven't seen any track it forward responses. So I'll put you in there later today.
Maybe if you can't get the track it forward, maybe you at least send Rick and me an email just to let us know if you can do that. or if you're going to participate somehow, that'd be great. And anything on the food drive? I think we said last time maybe they're going to cancel that, or what's the status on that?
Well, the food drives with Lowe's Capitol Boulevard are canceled, although the Lions Club was allowed, or I was told that they were going to hold one at Gateway Commons after corporate had said no. Well, a couple of days ago, apparently corporate said no again. And so we're off indefinitely at this point.
Okay. Well, maybe just if there's any updates, let us know.
Well, I have one other quick update that I just learned about yesterday, and I sent out an email to you and Cherry and Heather. You recall that last year the Family Expo was postponed because of COVID, and so they've given us our credit of $150 that we can use for the first annual Pickleball Open at Flaherty Park on May 1st. So that's a new potential opportunity where we could utilize a booth. And we'll talk more about that in the board meeting next week. But that appears to be a place that we might be able to finally get a audience to talk about the duck splash. So we can talk about that tomorrow in the committee meeting.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, and Shane is also working on a couple of things for us with public access.
Hold on a second. So a couple things too, I just wanted to point out. So as Rick just said, we do have the duck race committee tomorrow. So definitely would like to have anybody that can make that meeting to join us. And I do want to kind of just remind people. So in terms of our communications, we used to have a formal newsletter, and I try to send out reminders to people. We're going to try to send an automated reminder, but I just want to remind people also that we have that right on our website. So if you go to WakefieldRotaryNC.com, our new site's got the club news, but also the meetings, and you can go in and look at the events. So but tomorrow we have the duck race meeting. So here's the Zoom information there. Okay. So we'd love to have you attend tomorrow and help out. I think this year's duck race should be pretty cool. We have a lot going on with it, and definitely want some participation on that. But just if you ever wonder what's going on with the club, go here first, and then the club news as well. I know this is confusing to Morgan, but I basically put a picture on here just to remind people of the website. But there's all the information here as well. Just activities that we have going on, and if there's any events you want to make people aware of, please email Morgan so that she can get the newsletter. If you can try to do that earlier too, so if we can try to get the newsletter early. It's always difficult trying to get the newsletter out because we're waiting for multiple people to coordinate it. But I just wanted to make sure people are aware that it's on the website. Okay, so best practice is just start looking at the website for anything you need. Okay. So with that, anything else anybody wanted to talk about news-wise, or anything else that we didn't address? Terry, anything on the ducks you want to mention?
Not really. We're trying to finalize, and we'll do this tomorrow, finalize the sponsorship forms and stuff to get that out. But one thing, everybody that might not be on the call tomorrow, just again, like every year, think about any friends, family, neighbors, associates, clients, whatever that could possibly be sponsors. We're gonna have the database of prospective sponsors on our Google Drive that will continue to add to. So be thinking about who you can ask to possibly get involved this year and become a sponsor, because we're trying to finalize those forms this week in order to get that out and roll that out to as many people as we can.
Can I add something real quick, Mark?
Absolutely.
And I'll bring this up on the meeting tomorrow. I saw the first a corporate sponsorship to Ellie Penner at Soul Dimensions. And I didn't sell her. I told her she has to come back because she's the defending champ in the corporate race, duck race. So I'm shooting her commercial on Sunday, and I'll have that first one done on next week that we can start posting. And I would say, as a sales item for everybody, the earlier they get their checks in or commit to being a corporate sponsor, the earlier they get a commercial, and the more bang for their buck they get leading up to July 24. So make that a selling point, that the earlier they commit to a corporate sponsorship, the earlier they get their commercial going, because I'm ready to shoot them and edit them.
Awesome.
And we know that Brian does really good videos. As we see we have this video he just did to talk about this year's duck race. So that's really cool. But I just say, people, just remember, we have the ncducksplash.com is the website, or duckrace.com/Wake Forest. Just tell people about this, because remember, we have great content this year, like from the last couple of years, some videos, like the drone videos, just the whole race. I mean, it was cool. Ellie Penner won last year, so that's awesome. That's good job, Brian. But this is going to be a fun year. I mean, because it looks like we're going to be able to do it in person. We'll do it virtual as well. But definitely try to tell people about it, and I think it's a good promotion for any business too. So we'll be talking more about that. But definitely encourage you to attend the meeting tomorrow if you can make it. Remember, you go to meetings and you go to, here's the calendar, and just anybody has Google Calendar, you can actually just click this and this will sync to your calendar. So I just want to remind people of that, so it's really easy to remember what's going on with the club. Okay. So with that, so I'd like to introduce Andrea. Andrea is, remind me, Andrea, so you're out of it's north side Greensboro?
I live in Summerfield.
Summerfield, yes. Okay. And I think, no, I'm trying to remember, who was it? Morgan, did you introduce us to Andrea, or?
Yeah, Andrea and I went to junior high and high school together in Greensboro.
Okay, cool.
And then, like most people nowadays, reconnected through Facebook. And I've seen her at a couple of high school reunions, which is fun. And I'd read her bio, but it was just in front of everyone. But I do want to point out that the last line is incorrect. That thing about Jennifer is left over from the previous speaker. So,
okay.
Andrea,
copy.
Go to both universities. that accidentally got clipped in, I guess, from the previous speaker.
Copy and paste. So Jerry didn't correct me on it. Jerry's my editor usually. So, but good catch.
Anyway, we're really happy to have you, Andrea, and I'm looking forward to hearing your book.
Thank you very much.
And I know, Andrea, I know she's had 3 cups of coffee, so she's ready to go, and she's got some flair on, right?
I have my Rotary flair. I have my in polio now, and then my my pin for this year. So I'm ready to roll. I'm going to share my screen with you, so give me a moment to take care of that. I hope everyone's doing well this morning, and thank you so much for asking me to join you today. I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm also thrilled to, I will start actually by showing you my my happy dollar, or my happy moment, I think is what you guys called it. Last night, I read, this is why I need the 3 cups of coffee. I was reading Ava Antibody last night to children in the Philippines. So they're actually 12 hours ahead of us. So it was their 10 a.m. and it was my 10 p.m. So that's why the 3 cups of coffee today. So so it was a pleasure to do that. There were over 70 children on the call. And so many of them spoke English, and it was so much fun. And this is one of the members of the E-Club of Global Trekkers. He's in the Philippines. And so I sent him a couple of my books, and so there you go. And how Rotarian is that to reach around the world in a heartbeat, or reach out to your neighbor next door. So I just love that story. There are so many of those, which is why it was perfect to find Morgan in a Rotary Club, because as she mentioned, we were high school friends and junior high school friends, but also we participated in a program in Greensboro called the Greensboro Youth Council. And so we did things like we would collect used toys from the community, clean them, and then redistribute them to less fortunate children in the area. So the spirit of volunteerism is alive and well in both of us. And so happy to be here and happy to join you today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read my book. And I know you're probably thinking, well, okay, this is a children's book. But the purpose of this book is really to serve as a scientific liaison between Dr. Fauci and you and your kiddos who are trying to understand what's happening in the news every day regarding vaccines. You know, and let's be honest, we've had essentially 10 years of research and development in vaccines happen in a matter of months, with all the trial and error on the world stage, as opposed to in a lab somewhere with no windows. So, you know, we've seen it all, and it's been, obviously there's been political aspects to this. And so this book was actually written well before COVID ever happened. The illustrations were finalized by Roman Diaz back in January. So any resemblance to the COVID virus in this book is strictly coincidence. That's my legal disclaimer there. So can't take credit for that. Some of the adult commentary that I wrote in the book that you'll see when you purchase it, or go on my website, that information was written after the pandemic started. So I did have that perspective to add to the book at that point. In this book, as an adult, you can recognize the following things. We're going to talk about a child being exposed to a virus without vaccine and how they become ill and what that looks like. Then we're going to talk about a vaccinated child being exposed to a virus. And this book also is going to touch on the concept of herd immunity. So while it is a children's book, it's very serious and it's very accurate portrayal of what happens in the immune system. This is the dedication, and I just wanted to briefly point out that I do have that dedication there to Rotary International to end polio now. And I do donate for every book that is purchased from my website. I do donate $1. For 2020, I donated $350 to the Rotary Foundation for End Polio Now. So very proud of that. So without further ado, I'm going to read my book to you, and it's not going to take very long, but do just remember those concepts in the book. Ava Antibody Explains Your Body and Vaccines. When you're at the doctor, she may say you need a shot. It can be scary or even hurt a little. You may wonder, why do I need this? Let's find out together. First, you need to meet Ava Antibody. She's going to show you how getting shots helps you stay healthy and happy. Ava is on a team in your body called the immune system. Their job is to patrol your body and find anything that isn't supposed to be there. They find things you can see, like a splinter. They also find things you can't see, like germs and viruses, such as this guy, Charlie Chickenpox. However, Charlie Chickenpox is very sneaky. If the immune system doesn't know what he looks like, Charlie can get right past them. If Charlie Chickenpox gets into your body, he can make you sick and give you itchy, blotchy red spots. Once the team has met Charlie Chickenpox, They know what to look for and will sound the alarm. Then the immune system can band together and get rid of him. This is Will. He has never had Charlie chickenpox before, so Ava doesn't know what to look for. What do you think happens now? Since Ava doesn't know who I am, I can make this little boy have chickenpox, but she will remember me. I only have one chance to make Will sick. Charlie chickenpox snuck right by Ava, and now Will doesn't look so good, does he? He has a fever and yucky, itchy red bumps. Will can't go to school or play with his friends for days. Ava can see Charlie chickenpox now, so she sounds the alarm for the rest of her team to get rid of him. Now that I know what to look for, Charlie chickenpox can't get by me anymore. I will be able to spot him quickly, and he can't get Will sick. Good news! Charlie chickenpox doesn't have to get you sick. Your doctor can teach her with a special trick, shots. Doctors give you a shot because it has a special kind of Charlie chickenpox in it. The shot helps Ava know what Charlie looks like. This way she can sound the alarm and stop you from getting sick when he tries to make a home in your body. Another word for a shot is vaccine. This is Ashley. She had the chickenpox vaccine last year. Even though Charlie chickenpox tried to make her sick, he couldn't. Why not? It's because Ava Antibody knows what Charlie chickenpox looks like, and she can be on the lookout for him. She and her team can stop Charlie from making Ashley sick. Getting the vaccine helps you keep your friends healthy too. Amara is friends with Ashley. Her baby brother is too young to get the shot. If Ashley got sick with Charlie chickenpox, he could easily spread to Amara's brother too. Ava Antibody is happy to keep you healthy. It's her favorite job. The end. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. I'm gonna take a look here and see. Does anyone have any questions? I went through a lot, and I hope you understand that I'm trying to, the goal of this book is to really teach children the basics of the immune system in a simple manner, and still look at the very complicated response of the immune system when there's a vaccine in place. And what this does is this illustrates what all of the vaccines are doing, the Moderna, the Pfizer, and the Johnson & Johnson. This is what you're seeing here when we look at, let me go back to this page right here. This is a B-cell immune response and virus neutralization. That's what this is. And you've heard this virus neutralization term a lot, and this is literally what happens. The antibodies are able to recognize the virus, and specifically the corona. That's why it's called corona, the crown-like extensions from the virus. That's what the immune system recognizes. That's what's in these vaccines. And so when your body has those memory cells, you can have an immune response that looks just like this on a cellular level, and it keeps that virus from invading your healthy cells and replicating and then getting you sick. So that is a very important principle. And that's why I said, look at this with an adult eye, because it really is quite a complex theory to bring to children. So with that all said, I hope that each of you are willing and able to get the vaccine. And I know for myself, I have gotten one of two Pfizer vaccines, and I had no effect from it. And I hope that you all have that similar experience.
Andrea, this is great. I love the story and the artwork. What is the age group that you're addressing here? What's the youngest kids that can understand what the story is, and how old can you reach before they get bored with it and think it's too childish?
Well, that's kind of an interesting thing. I have friends that have bought the book for their 3-year-old to 5-year-old children, and they're taking the book into the pediatrician and saying, now I know why you have to, poke me with a needle, because no one really explains that.
Mm-hmm.
So for those children, they can understand the principles because the illustrations are so vivid and clear. And then for older children, there is reference material in the back that's definitely higher level, I would say middle school and even into adult. This is a great book for families to just have, so that when you hear something on the news about virus neutralization, you can go and say, hey, I know what that looks like. And so what I did was I took CDC illustrations and National Institutes of Health illustrations, and I drew them out for Roman Diaz, and I had him do this as close as possible to what's actually happening. So I think it's really valuable for everyone that picks it up.
Mm-hmm.
Andrea, what's your background and what motivated you to do this?
Well, I have a chemistry degree and a BS in chemistry from Appalachian State University. So that is the degree that I have, but I have been an independent patient advocate for 2 decades. And not only that, I've been the parent of 2 kids who have gone to the doctor. You go and they need a shot. The doctor hands you a slip of paper from the CDC, and they poke your kid, and you go out of there with a screaming child. They don't tell you anything about the purpose of the vaccine. And, so for me, my expertise it's not expertise, it's life experience and that drive to be the scientific liaison between the expert and just the normal person who's trying to make sense of what's happening inside their body, and have the ability to ask better questions of their doctor. That's the main thing I want, is for everyone to feel like, okay, I have enough information that I don't need to feel intimidated, and I can ask this question and be confident that I'm asking a good question. So.
Andrea, I got a question. What groups are you able to do what you did today? Is kind of like you mentioned last night, groups of kids or schools, or where you able to break in and get this message through, and how effective have you seen it, comforting them about getting a vaccine, or more importantly, probably their parents to get them?
Exactly. Yeah. So right now I'm bootstrapping my marketing effort. So doing readings like this to multiple literacy groups. I've also started working with vaccine coalition organizations all across the United States. And so what I'm doing with them is I'm just shipping them my book, and they're going to record me reading it like this, and then do that for their vaccine education programs. So I'm also, after this meeting, I'm actually meeting with my the FIMU Alumni Foundation. I'm a FIMU, so their organization, their philanthropy is Children's Miracle Network. So I'm going to hopefully reach out through that as well. But the book has been very well received. I've had physicians purchase the book for their children patients, and so it's been very well received. I've actually had a couple of phone calls with Dr. Paul Offit, who I'm sure you've seen on the news. He highlighted my book in his book on the shelf for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. So that was quite amazing for me. I felt like I was, talking to a rock star. So that's what I'm doing, is just reaching out from a grassroots effort, and and talking about vaccines with people.
Great.
I'm assuming that this is on a website or something like that. You talked a little bit about your marketing strategy. What's the cost and how?
Yeah, do you want to mention your website too?
So I will do that. So my website is called www.avaantibody.com, and you can purchase the book directly from there. The book is $17.99, and so when you purchase the book through my website, I do free shipping, and then I give $1 to Rotary International, and I can sign it for you or your child. I can personalize it for you. So that's what happens when you get it directly from my website. And there you go. There it is. And there's just a page that says order book. And out here, there's a lot of information too about, the pandemic and the history of vaccines. I really try to address the whole issue of vaccine hesitancy and why vaccine hesitancy is an issue. I give presentations about vaccinations to New College Institute is one that I'm getting ready to do, and just talk about all the issues surrounding vaccine, why there's vaccine hesitancy, and how to approach that. So, for me, I feel like vaccines are they're kind of their own worst enemy, because they're so effective that when's the last time you saw a kid with chickenpox, right? It just doesn't happen. And that's because the vaccines are effective. And when you have everyone getting the vaccine, you then have herd immunity, which is what we also just showed in the book. So it's very important. And this is why we have outbreaks, is because we have small pockets of population that are not getting the vaccine, and they're all in a small area geographically. So when someone comes into that area that has been exposed to the virus, boom, you have a little epidemic going on there, because they're not vaccinated. They can't protect themselves because there's not enough people vaccinated.
It occurs to me that this is in English, as far as I know. Are there other languages? And then that causes me to think about Polio Plus.
Oh, sure. I've actually tried to get involved with Polio Plus. Getting this translated is a little bit costly. So one thing I am doing is I am reaching out, like last night, to the Philippines. Those children actually mostly speak English to some extent. They were chatting with me in English. So I am ready, willing, and able to dovetail this effort with anything going on with Polio Plus. And certainly if I get enough traction, I can have it translated. So I'm happy to do that. But we do need to understand, and I think it's been, this has been a historical time for us. And like I said, we have seen the R&D that normally takes a decade or more and happens in a lab under the radar of media. It's all happened on the world stage in just a matter of months. And so it's historical. And for me, it's been quite exciting, to see the scientists fly the plane while they're building it. And so that's why we've heard things like this we think this is safe, and then this is safe. And so it's because the research is happening in real time, and it's just something that's so unique that hopefully it won't ever happen again, but embrace the learning opportunity while we have it, because hopefully we'll be done with this soon. We're building up our herd immunity. I think that we're at about maybe 10% in the United States specifically. So generally, I don't know specifically about coronavirus, but in general, it takes 75 to 85% of the population to be immune for you to consider yourself to have herd immunity. So it just depends on the virus. So that tells you a little bit about, how far we have to go.
So I just was wondering, so you have a name for Charlie chickenpox. Is there a nickname for COVID?
No, not yet. Actually, this is my vaccine effort. This is my stage for the vaccine education. I'm planning on writing another book. I've already started drafting it, but it has Ruby Red Blood Cell and Frankie Fibrin. And that book is going to be on the inside of the body, showing kids how you stop bleeding after you fall and skin your knee, and what that looks like from the inside. So yeah, I think I'm done with the vaccines, and I'm going to move on to some other event happening inside
Well,
the
hopefully
human.
we can forget about COVID-19. It's kind of that'd be a good thing. So
Yeah, I can't think of any good nicknames for COVID-19
Yeah,
right now. I'll tell
yeah,
you
probably
that. I just want it to be a dead soldier.
right. Well, hey, Andrew, just because I know we're running lower on time, but before the meeting started, you had mentioned your Rotary Club. Why don't you just spend a minute just to talk about it and how you guys are structured and tell us a little bit.
Sure, Mark. Thank you for the opportunity to mention it. Yes, so I'm in the E-Club of Global Trekkers. We are in District 7690. Our club holds the charter for the Walnut Cove Rotary. So we were actually formally founded in, I think it was like 1957. So that makes us the oldest E-Club. But we established the E-Club of Global Trekkers in 2017, the spring of that year. And we've been using Zoom this whole time. We are an international club. Our current president is in Trinidad and Tobago. We have members in Vietnam, Australia, the Philippines, and all around the world. So we can reach anyone. We also do projects all over the place. So we can take we don't have to get a global grant to do a project in the Philippines. We can use district money for that because we're just everywhere. And we do a lot of projects in Stokes County. And so one of the ones that actually I'm the most proud of is a project where we reached over 800 children with a music education program in Stokes County. I was just talking about that last night. We just gave a Paul Harris Fellow Award to Eddie McGee. He's the executive director of the Stokes County Arts Council. And he helped us make this happen by co-sponsoring with us and bringing the Arts Council, the Stokes County Schools, and the Winston-Salem Symphony in line with us. So we had 4th and 5th graders playing the trumpet, and the whole elementary school got to hear a brass ensemble. We reached, like I said, 800 kids. So the power of Rotary.
Awesome. And we just how many members are in that, and how often do you guys meet?
We are every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, so you're welcome to join us. And we have right around 20 members right now. So we have a solid group. And like I said, we're able to put boots on the ground in many locations. So it's wonderful. And please join us anytime. And we also have a group on Facebook. We're on Instagram. So we're really trying to reach out through social media. So, and you guys are doing a great job with that too. So it's quite the undertaking. But
awesome. Any last minute questions or? Okay.
Probably let Andrea go. She's got a 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So I was going to just, because you're a Rotarian, Andrea, I thought maybe you could send us off by doing the 4-way test.
Sure. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Awesome. Now with my club after that, we say live long and prosper because we are the Global Trekkers. So it's been a thrill to be here with you today. And please reach out to me if you are interested in ordering my book in bulk. I can have it delivered to you at a discounted rate. That's what I'm doing with those nonprofit, the Vaccine Coalition organizations. So if you want to do that, I'm happy to work with you. If you're buying for your family and want to give that $1 to Rotary International, please buy through my website and I'll sign it and mail it. I even gift wrap them if you'd like. So
awesome. And so we did actually record this on YouTube Live, so which I'll probably post to Facebook. You have a Facebook page as well, or?
I do.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll try to tag you on that. So
It's Ava Antibody. There's a Facebook page for Ava Antibody, and then I have one. So thank
Okay.
you. That would be fantastic.
awesome.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Well, thanks for speaking, and we'll let you go because I know you have another meeting to go to. But thanks, everybody. So next week, remember, we have club assembly next week. And also, most importantly, tomorrow morning is duck race. Jerry, time for duck race meeting? You're on mute.
Sorry, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, okay.
Yep.
So get your coffee and come join us tomorrow and talk ducks, okay?
Sounds
Okay,
good.
everybody. Have a good week, and I'll see a lot of you tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.